Let's go to Julian Cruz, who was inside the courtroom when that sentence was handed down. Your impressions, Julian?
Well, hey guys, characteristically, Michael Madigan not showing a lot of emotion outwardly, at least we couldn't see much, listening to the judge as he went through point by point the reasons why he was going to impose a jail sentence of 90 months, 7.5 years in prison with supervised release. Madigan, as he's known as the Velvet Hammer, always keeping his composure, and he was true to form. After the sentence was delivered, he didn't go to his family immediately. He went and conferred with his lawyers, and talking about what the judge had just handed down. And only after maybe 5 or 6 minutes of talking to his lawyers, went over and hugged his children, his 3 biological children. His adopted daughter, Lisa Madigan, was not in the courtroom as far as we could see. His wife, Shirley, with some health problems, not in the court either. But earlier, before the sentence came down, Judge Blakey, it was really a moment of drama when he talked about that he could possibly, with all of the enhancements on each of the 10 criminal counts, that he could have handed down a prison term in excess of 100 years. And when he said that, 105 years, it wasn't a gasp, but you could hear people kind of lose their breath a little bit in the courtroom. You know, I guess for a moment there, people wondering, well, what's he talking about? You know, because obviously prosecutors are talking about 12.5 years in prison, a $1.5 million sentence. He was just saying, the judge was just saying that potentially he could have, with all of the enhancements, gone with that kind of a sentence. So that kind of took everybody's breath away. And then he asked Madigan if there was anything that he wanted to say. His lawyers stepped in and asked for a quick break for about 10 minutes. They returned, and then, of course, Mike Madigan talked to the judge, as you've heard already, some details about it, that basically he was sorry for putting the people of Illinois through this, and that he did his best. But it was a very dramatic moment in the courtroom, guys, but true to form, Michael Madigan, the Sphinx, as he's been called before, not showing a lot of emotion.